folks, this is Annabelle Lecter, and right now we're outside the Dakota Hotel. This is where they filmed some of the outside shots for Rosemary's Baby. It was released in 1968. It's a beautiful building. It's got some amazing gaslit sconces on the walls. You can see it's a really impressive looking place. This is also the hotel that John Lennon lived in with Yoko Ono, I believe from 1973 onward, and was also shot outside in 1980. Another little trivia bit is in the 1930s there was another famous person, many famous people lived here, but another really cool one was Boris Karloff. So there's been many, many people in the Dakota Hotel, and lots of interesting things have happened here. But we discovered Rosemary's Baby, so we thought we'd come by and get a look at the place for ourselves. So pretty cool stuff.
We're gonna find you, we'll never mind you. We'll drag you home and then we'll organ grind you. Oh, you'll be hurting behind the curtain. Oh, let me tell you that our victory is certain. We sing the undead cheer, hurrah! Rip your throat into ear, hurrah!
Sweet potato and pumpkin fries in a curry batter with red curry mayonnaise and sweet and sour peanut relish. These are called our Chiang Mai fries. You know, I am a mayonnaise person myself, so I love the red curry mayonnaise, but if you're a peanut person, or if you're both, you can try both. These are $8 to take out or eat in. So if you enjoy, you can go in now, or you can come back later and check us out.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're going to come back to the street later.
Awesome.
I got bubble tea here for the first time. What kind should I try? Coconut sounds good. We have a cold coconut bubble tea. What exactly is a bubble tea? I have no idea. But let me read it here. Because of tapioca pearls of lychee jelly. I remember years ago, quite a while ago, you told me.
I don't know what bubble tea is. I do highly recommend you try it for yourself. I almost feel like it would be wrong to describe it to you. Because it is such a unique drink. Not the flavor, texture. Texture is unique. It's a liquid drink of your flavor choice. You chose coconut. And then there are bubbles. What is called bubbles. Put it in your drink and you get a nice big straw and drink up. So we'll see what you think.
Alright, we're here. Look at these bubble tea. And we've got little black thingamajiggies floating here at the bottom. Very peculiar. I love the straw. The straw is huge. A very manly straw. You can get a good bunch of bubble tea here. I've got coconut cold bubble tea first try here. Tastes really good.
Do you have any bubbles?
Did not get any bubbles yet, so we're going back in. Come on, bubbles.
Go deep. I see some bubbles. See the bubbles.
It's almost like not quite gummy candy in your drink. They come up the straw. I see now why you have a big straw. Otherwise, they'd just be stuck. You'd be hopeless. It's quite fun. It's a fun drink. You got some bubbles in here. Probably a lychee nut, chewy. Tastes good. Drinks good. And you got little candies in it. It's fun times there. Here in New York City, bubble tea. Going in for another drink here. Like a little alien life form in your drink. It's all squishy. I find out Annabelle Lecter's not a fan. I enjoy it. It kind of makes me laugh. It's a very childlike drink. It doesn't take a lot to amuse me. That's why I usually laugh at her.
So
you're gonna get to the bottom. There's gonna be all kinds of bubbles.
It's hard to drink after a while.
We have to find out what the name of these places.
All right, it's nice to Neal.
And Annabelle.
This is dinner.
And a movie.
There's no dinner here.
Not really, no.
It wasn't much of a movie either, but nonetheless.
We did have a dinner.
We did have a dinner, and we did see a movie.
We did see a movie, yes.
Yes, we did.
So, technically we covered the bases, but...
I made this banner. We were taking Manhattan.
Yeah. I think Manhattan took
I
us.
think I honestly earlier I thought it was actually going to be the death of us, but I have a little bit of more hopes that we might continue. Maybe not in Manhattan.
Maybe
but,
not in Manhattan.
But, maybe it will be the death. Maybe it's the last episode. I don't know.
dear God.
Let's go out with a bang if it is. But so we got here. We walked around quite a bit.
A lot.
Yes.
Insanely.
Uh,
New York is way bigger than it appears. If you're not familiar with New York, or maybe you went like myself a few years ago, and your mind maybe not be as fresh about how big. Like
Yes.
you look on the map and all the roads look so small and close together, and it just doesn't seem like a big deal. I walk a lot in Boston. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
No big deal, but not so awesome in New York.
yeah.
It's not the same size as Boston, so if you try to apply the same scale,
But
no.
the object of this video is I'm trying to brighten your mood.
It's been a rough day.
So
Really rough day.
besides all the walking, we had good conversation, I think, at times.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It was pretty good.
There was moments.
Yeah.
I had some good tea. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
But
cool.
nonetheless,
Yeah, that made me happy.
yeah.
Because you seemed really delighted to have bubble tea.
I felt like a little boy, a little child. The child in me was happy.
I don't know if we revealed how I felt about bubble tea during that, did I?
You did? No. It was
So,
after, I believe.
I will let y'all know that I tried bubble tea in Cambridge quite a few years ago with a friend, and she loved it. Her friends loved it. It was so... Bubble tea's so awesome.
You do have smart friends.
They're pretty bright. I'm the dummy, apparently, because I tried bubble tea, and I'll
Genius.
try to describe this to you folks. Some people love it.
Yeah.
My
It's one of the
experience
few
was...
things that we
I
disagree
know.
on.
There's a
actually.
very few flavor things we don't see eye to eye on. So this is one of these things. It's not a flavor that I have a problem with, because you can get in all kinds of. You can get chocolate. You can get fruit. You had coconut.
Coconut, yeah.
I mean, really, it's very diverse of flavors. Problem is, so you got this nice little clear plastic cup, liquid of whatever color complements the flavor of the drink. And the bottom, there's like these weird little nuggets. I'm sure you see
Nuggets.
the nuggets at the bottom. These
Nuggets is
little,
just not an appetizing
little
term.
balls. They're not. And you get this giant straw, and you see in the video,
Yes.
you like, if you're sucking off the bottom, the little balls just like shoot, and they shoot right to the back of your mouth and sit in your mouth, and it's like this little snotty blob. It's this little like phlegm wad around like
it's like
hard
almost,
nugget,
it's
like a raisinette inside a phlegm
no.
consistency.
No.
The taste isn't bad.
It's kind of
But really, like a raisinette inside.
No. It's fruity.
Mucusy.
It's fruity.
Outer
It's kind of like
embryonic
It's
layer.
kind of like It's kind of like a gummy candy, but it's made out of fruit.
With globulous, gelatinous outside. If the gummy bear had been left in like water for a
I'm gonna
year,
try this now.
then perhaps it would develop this layer such
It's a
as
lychee
you can
nut, I
find
believe.
in a bubble tea. I don't know what it is. It freaks me out. I had it and it was really hard. At the first time
No,
I had
it's
to
definitely-
control my disgust
Yeah.
because I didn't want to insult my friends.
I was wondering why the straw was so big, and I found out
big
why.
for a reason.
You're shooting up the.
It's like a thumbnail size, bigger than a thumbnail size blob.
It does kind of have like a jellyfish kind of consistency,
Yeah,
but
it's weird.
I dig it. It was fun.
It's weird. And some people love it. I'm not saying don't have it. For me, it was a texture, and I know a lot of people don't like mushroom texture. If you don't like a mushroom texture,
I don't like mushrooms mushrooms.
Because the flavor or the texture?
Probably more the texture.
Really? And you like these little...
Yeah.
Wow, that blows my theory out of the water.
I've had
I guess.
lychee nuts before at the Chinese restaurants. They're good.
Were they gelatinous blobs?
No, they were bigger. They were the whole fruit.
I don't know.
They are different. They're also a different color.
But it's not like a nut, like a peanut.
No.
Like I don't even remember. I guess that's what it is. I don't remember. I'm sorry that I'm not educated on bubble tea. But it's not like a nut. It's like a blob.
Yeah,
It's
I think
a
if there were
blob.
nuts in it, you'd be like choking to death.
Yeah.
You're just shooting up like
Right.
pecans or something while you're drinking.
It's weird.
I would be careful. I think you could choke on this. On that
Yeah,
drink.
if you're like crazy.
Yeah, well, not just crazy.
You're
but
gonna
I mean,
pound down your don't pound bubble tea. Do not take the lid off and guzzle bubble tea.
I mean, just a normal,
find you on the
everyday
floor.
person could be drinking it and it could be caught in your throat. You don't have to be like clinically
You can
insane.
chew 'em. Did you chew it?
Yes. I didn't swallow them whole. I was
can.
chewing them up. I was chewing them up.
I did to try to make them go away quickly. Just please make it end.
And so you thought this about these, and so it was your idea to bring me there.
Because here's the deal, people. I have several friends that like this a lot, and so I figured this is, I'm probably the rarity that doesn't like this. And Neal is a foodie kind of guy, and I thought this is a cool experience.
It was a fun
And you
experience.
liked it.
Yeah,
See?
I did like it. So thank you. You're a very kind person.
I thought, even if you didn't like it, I thought it would be an interesting experience.
It was very fun. So it was fun. Honestly, I had fun walking around, seeing New York, seeing the sights.
There's lots of interesting people everywhere.
Very interesting people.
Yeah, it's all kinds.
Some I probably wouldn't want to see again.
What kind of people did you not want to see again?
Well, just like the ones that are kind of like brain dead.
Oh, there's a lot of weird people.
Like even like a step below like some of our callers on Internet. I'm just kidding.
That's mean.
I'm just kidding. I love everybody calls on Internet. You know that. But there was some crazy people. Just some crazy people in a good way too, though. And
Oh, yeah.
fun people. Very diverse.
It's very, it's
Young,
really
old.
cool.
And
And it's like I mentioned to Neal, we were walking towards Times Square area, and it's like a lot of nice stores. I like that look. That's pretty cool. Maybe you should have grown a mustache like that, like a little handlebar.
I'm gonna try. I don't think I could physically do it. No. I just get
You
this
need the
little.
wax,
I just get
that's
this
why.
little scruffy like sleazeball mustache. That's why everyone is inviting me to the VIP club. We've been walking.
right.
I don't
It's
remember him
true.
asking anybody else. Even I mean, I could see they're not going to ask you. She doesn't go to the VIP club. But I didn't see him asking any other males around me. They're all asking me. They're
look
like,
like a
this
player."
is a scumbag.
Maybe you look like a player. Maybe you look like a high roller.
I don't think so. I think just
They're
total
inviting you.
sleaze.
It's VIP.
The VIP.
You got money to spend. You're in the big city with some money.
That's right.
Gotta throw it at the honeys.
Making it rain. You said anything I wanted to do, you're up for.
I did say that. I also told you I'd wait outside, but you can go in.
Yeah, but how we had to.
I'd find something else to entertain myself.
You would have to film it.
You could have brought the camera.
You wouldn't have
set
filmed
right
me
on the
making it
table.
rain
Oh my
on the
God.
VIP
That probably
club.
would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
So now I'm
kinda insulting. I don't
leaning
know.
that way, I guess, maybe.
See, we would have rethought
Maybe
it.
if it was like naked pirates.
They could- It's always back to the pirates. You and John. I'm not gonna say the video was my idea. The video was my idea.
Which video was your idea?
The pirates.
Which one?
The one with the
Oh,
pirates.
yeah. Okay.
The video was my idea. I asked the man to film it. I did a double take because he didn't film it the first time.
You sent me a message about
I
it.
shared it. Yes.
So I saw like he was hiding the fact that it happened. Maybe it was to let me know in advance so I wouldn't see it. It like leaked out.
Right. So I was like, just like, oh my god, I'm never talking to this guy again. But no, I think it was good fun.
I'm pretty liberal-minded. I wouldn't care. Anyway, even if I found it, I was like, oh, Neal.
It was a very
You could've
coherent.
told me.
It was a very coherent text.
Yeah, Yes.
I remember Greg Lee.
Oh yes.
I don't remember too much. Well, I remember that night, but it was a pretty
Because
wild
people
night.
reminded you the next day.
And I had video evidence.
It was a mess.
Yes.
It was a lot of silly, weird texts. I'll have to find those. Oh, maybe I deleted them. That'd be awesome if I could find them, because they'd be funny. They were funny.
I don't know if
They're
I'm
very random and
if
strange.
I'm cool
They weren't
with
like
this.
scary. They were just like weird, like something about Lawrence.
was
You're
like-
hanging out with Lawrence Harvey, and something about something crazy and sex oriented. Like there was like a bunch of people in the room or something. I don't know, something weird, and I didn't make sense at the time. I had no context. He just like wrote really quickly.
Yeah, lots of typos, even more so than
I
usual.
know, so I had to try to decipher it. I was wondering at the time what's going on with young Neal Jones.
She'll find out in November.
I guess.
Is she still talking to me about him?
No fate. So
I was kind of worried earlier. I was like, this is it.
what?
She's pissed.
Why?
It's
Not
all
you.
over. I know.
I wasn't pissed earlier. I would just want to get places earlier because I didn't want you to miss out on stuff. We had a very
I
limited
totally
time.
understand. I totally
Very
understand.
limited
I
time
really
to
don't
get
want you to
there.
feel bad. I know you tried your best.
Yeah.
I can't lie and say everything worked out, but I think we'll look back.
did do the
I
things
think
we
we'll
meant
look
to
back
do.
and laugh about it.
We did do the 2 things that we actually had
Yes, we
intentions
did.
to
Yes,
do.
we did.
3 if you include the pizza.
That's right. We had Ray's Pizza, and she was right.
One of the many
It
rays.
didn't live up to the expectations.
Nope.
I think if it actually would have been heated, it probably
Yeah, it
would
probably
have.
would've been good.
If the cheese was not cold.
Yeah,
The
it's
sauce
not
was
because they've got these
cold.
beautiful pizzas laying out. They're all different kinds. They look very fresh and nice. And you're like, oh, that looks so good. And we were in a really big rush to like wolf down pizza in less than 10 minutes. Just a piece each. So we order a pizza, we're waiting there, we pay, we pass it up. And like the cheese, like I got a margarita and it had sliced mozzarella on it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even kind of
I think you could have
melted.
just
It
peeled
was
it
like,
off.
I could have still just taken a slice and rolled it up and just eaten it.
And
It
mine
was
was
not
like this
gooey
kind
or
of meaty
anything.
flavor. And the first bite, it was like hot, like
Yeah.
not real hot, but a little bit, and the cheese melted. And then when I got to the middle, like the cheese was cold and the
We
sauce
do
was
it
cold.
pepperoni, and it's not like pepperoni should have nice crisp
Yeah,
edge.
yeah.
And it was not
there's no
that.
reason not to. I mean, they didn't know we were in a hurry either. I mean, they
Yeah.
could have left it in there, like you said, like a couple minutes.
minutes.
It would have been perfect.
And it's
And
not
there
like
was
there's a
nothing that
huge
was wrong with the
line.
pizza itself. I think it was
No.
made really well.
Yeah. So what a shame.
Yeah.
So it's a Rays across from what's the? I'm trying to think of the location.
From the Magno.
Across from the Magno. But you wouldn't see Magno on the sign. So if you're going north of Times Square, I think on Broadway. No, it's not. It's on 7th. If you're far on 7th, going north from Times Square. Ray's Pizza is on the left between 48th and 49th Street. Not a good. Not good. If you're listening, anyone that knows these people, give them a kick
Maybe
in the
just
ass.
tell them, like, I want
Throw it
my-
in the oven for a couple more
Yeah,
minutes.
heat it up a little bit,
Jesus,
buddy.
It's like, come
Yeah.
on.
It's your business. You're the friggin' pizza man.
Paying a lot of money. We got 2 sodas and 2 slices
Yeah,
of pizza for
one
like
slice
over
each.
$15.
Yeah.
I understand it's New York City, but Jesus, come on.
And if it was, I've always thought this. If it's great, it really doesn't matter how much it costs. And if it's not, it doesn't matter how cheap it is.
That's amazing to say.
Yes.
You should like put that on cards or something.
I'm a bright man, Annabelle
It's pretty
Lecter.
good. I know. That's why I hang out with you. You're so bright.
It's like hanging out with a fortune
You're like a
cookie.
beacon
Yes.
of intelligence. Just
Every time I speak, the fortune cookie's cracking. Is it bad luck if you have a fortune cookie and it's empty? Because we were at the Chinese restaurant with my brother and I.
You know what?
And he had no fortune in his.
because
He
they
thought
had
he was
nothing
dying.
to sell them.
Oh,
He
he's
knew
just-
it all.
He's just
so wise that
Uh-huh.
they're just like, we don't need to do anything for him.
Yeah. I've
Maybe
known-
they don't need to do anything because he's got you in his life.
Ah, it's like this guy's got a friggin' walk-in fortune cookie with him. He doesn't
That's
really need it. Yeah. I've noticed the fortune cookie people. A lot of them aren't really fortunes anymore. They're just like random sayings, and
Yeah.
they're not like you're gonna go and do this. They're just like like the clouds are lying. I don't know. They're just like things
Yeah.
that don't have anything. They're not fortunes.
I had a really weird fortune once. I kind of liked it. I don't know why I always remembered it. It is better to be
the hammer than the anvil.
Oh, that's a good saying. It's better to be beating than to be beaten.
That always stuck with me. I think that was from high school, and I remember that.
You know, it's weird because I don't know if you notice about me, but I'm not a really religious guy.
I did not know that about you.
But I always
Neal
read
Jones.
my fortune, and then like.
Is that religious?
Well, it's
Maybe
kind
superstitious.
of like I pay more attention to my fortune cookie than like the words of Jesus Christ or the Bible or the Quran or anything. Like that's kind of bizarre, I think. Even I think it's kind of bizarre when I think about it.
So you're a little bit superstitious.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. I try not to break mirrors. I try not to walk under ladders. I try not to kill Chinamen. I don't know if you.
That's one of those weird.
I have a friend in
Cape
Australia.
things.
No, it's not a cape thing. I have a friend in Australia, and whenever it's like, if you have bad luck, you say, I must have killed a Chinaman. And this is like a big, it's a big saying. It's a big saying in Australia. Like, so it's like, apparently it's not even illegal to kill like Chinese people in Australia. This is bad luck. It's just like,
Wait, what?
it's like, because like,
They don't have. So they wrote the laws that you may not murder anyone except a Chinese person because it's
maybe
so
others,
unlucky
too.
you won't anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's the saying though.
That's so
It's,
weird.
Must have killed a
That
Chinaman.
does not make sense.
No.
If you live in
That's-
Australia,
well, I
can you
drew
please
the
clarify this? Because that is
I drew
not make sense.
I drew the other lines there about it must not be illegal. But I'm just saying it must not be illegal if it's just bad luck. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not illegal to break a mirror.
That's true.
But if you said like I'm having a string of bad luck, I must have friggin' broken a mirror.
Yeah.
My cat must have walked in front of me.
Yeah.
I must have killed a Chinaman. It's all like the same thing in
I'm
Australia.
gonna start saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how
I'm a
many
big fan
people
of the word. I probably
get
shouldn't say
offended.
that
We
word
should say
so
that
much.
on the way to the bus tomorrow.
Yes.
I might say it all day long.
Uh-huh.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes. I should probably limit my vocabulary when I'm in the bigger cities. I can get away with these things in the Cape.
Out in the country.
Oh yeah, I'm in the big city now, New York. That's what I've been doing all day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been there in a stupor, like looking around, just spaced out and confused.
That's just
and
me, like
bewildered.
normally, isn't it? I haven't had much to eat for a while. This is kind of hitting me.
Really?
Yeah, I feel kind of like a wimp.
These are good drinks, though.
Yeah, they are good drinks.
We are at, folks, the Mulberry Street bar. It's on Mulberry Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I think it's in Little Italy.
That looks really good on the camera.
It's very close to Chinatown. It's in the south end of Manhattan. And it's a very small place. It's a nice atmosphere, and I think they're open pretty late. So that's why we're here.
It's always
They're
a
open
plus.
very late
It's always
because it's very late.
I always enjoy it when I'm doing something really stupid like this, and then I look over and then the bartender's looking right at me. Earlier. I just come off as a
we walk
total
around
fool
with
to
a
everyone.
camera.
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
pretty sure a lot of people are looking at us weird.
Yeah.
It's not like we announce ourselves, hey, do you mind if we tape?
Screw that.
Nah, we just let people wonder.
So we went into the Magno,
Yeah.
and I want to thank the people there for inviting me, and
Awesome opportunity.
and the other.
Really cool. Yeah, the guest.
Me and the guest.
Well, you guys don't know. I don't blame you. He's been around for a long time, so
Yeah, I
accept
thought it was
being
kind
the
of cute.
guest.
I'm just ribbing you a little bit.
I
It's cool. It's cool. I should give you your name, though. I don't know. But anyway.
I told him I was the guest.
Yes.
I actually said that. We went in and she's like, what's your name? And he gave a name and ID because he was on the message, and I understand that. And
Freaking
she didn't
big-time
ask me, but she looked at me and I said, I'm the guest.
Yes. And then we're like,
And
are
she
you
let it go.
are you with him? Like yes. That was later too. I get a kick out of that stuff. I like it. I like it when my cohorts are humbled.
But at least I can be assertive about it.
And
I'm the guest.
Yes.
That's right.
I like it when it's Neal and the people with him.
Fragile ego, right?
I've been wondering about this, and you're probably the person to ask. if you're an egomaniac, do you have a fragile ego?
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes. You're very easily injured, and you have to bolster your self-esteem to the point where you feel like you're unstoppable.
I'm totally egomaniac.
Yeah, and when people start, and it develops in different ways for different people, but but usually you do this. You'll take like people could be like, yes, you're so great, and very full of praise. And then there'll be like one person.
Right.
Wafer thin person.
Wafer thin.
There can be just one person that does the little things, and you just kind of like latch.
Yes, it's very true. I'm not going to deny it.
But then you get over it.
Yeah, I do.
You get over it pretty easy.
I'll just take
Some things do seem to slide off you well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you'll say something, or anyone will say something to me. And it could probably be praise, but I will twist it into some type of negative comment. But again, this is not.
That's the way a lot of people with fame have these problems.
You saying I'm
This
fighting?
actually drives you to excellence as you want to achieve. You want the praise. You keep seeking the praise. Your mind like warps the praise to not be good enough, so you always want more. So you always do better.
So the way I take that is, everyone out there, you should not just praise me, but friggin' praise me to the friggin' moon. You gotta up the praise.
But then there's the other things, like I said, the egomaniacal person, they develop in different ways. And if people praise you to the moon, you'll develop in other ways. That might not be as good.
Oh, what will I become
You
then?
can really become dark. You can actually become a total asshole.
Well, there are many that would agree with that statement too.
There you go. You can get to a point where you become so comfortable that there's always going to be a group to accept you, that people that potentially are actually close to you in your real life,
yes,
you will kind of like mistreat them because
like,
you don't feel like you need them,
perfectly, right?
and you will mistreat those people thinking, well, whatever, because there's always someone else that will come along.
Just
Which
like
may be true,
just
but
like the
that's
history
what
of
I'm
my life.
saying. It like warps you.
It's kind of scary
Beware.
how close this is.
Beware.
But anyway, we're at the Magno.
Yes, we were there, and it was pretty cool. It's cool because the outside, I think it was 729.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I mean, we're really right by Times Square, like crazy lights and billboards and screens and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really like a visual overload.
Yeah, so much stuff going on.
It's crazy. So
Really, when we got around that time, too, the New York really lit up. There's lots of people.
Yeah, it
lots,
was
the
packed.
lights were
it
gone.
was slow going through anywhere you went.
And I think the more I think about it, even though I know things didn't go smoothly, to say the least, but I did really enjoy a lot of it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I think it was your first time in New York City,
Yeah, it was.
and I kind of wanted it to be
We
really
really
good.
did talk
and
about
we
it
were
being
delayed,
awesome.
and- But you know what? Like I said, we did achieve the things we wanted to do.
Yeah. I really think we'll look back and after we get over everything, I think we'll look back and laugh at a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think.
I
so.
think I won't even care.
Honestly, my biggest concern was that you were really upset.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to that. It happened later in the day. So
as you said,
we were
things
at the
things can
Magno.
roll off me and it's not going to matter. But I don't like my friends to be upset. So anyway, we're at the Magno, not the
It's
Mango.
Not the Mango, but the Magno. So it's just in the midst of all these lights and
Which
whatnot.
neither of us wrote down.
Seriously, people, I had maps of where we need to be. I had all these printed out maps I did, and I was trying to look up restaurants. I wasn't successful finding what I was looking for, but I tried. I did all this research. Now this guy's the one that got the invitation, right? Not me. I did not have an
Not the
email
other.
resource. Not
No
the
one
guest.
no one called her the other, but
The guest.
but I like to call her the other.
It's like from Lost. Did you see that show?
Yes, I did.
Cool. The
The
others
others.
were all right.
Yeah, the others.
So anyways, this
I'm
guy
convinced
did not.
that they made up
did
losses
not
as they went
prepared.
along. I have to
At
say.
the end, I think
Yeah,
they
it's
really
just
winged
let's
it.
just throw
'Cause
stuff
it
out there.
sucked at the end.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Well, I'm sorry to veer off. Go on with what you're saying. I know where I was
Basically,
very
he didn't do
off
what he needed to do. The one segment of information that I did not provide for was the club or this screening room because I didn't know where I didn't know. It wasn't in my. He sent me a Facebook message. You know how much we Facebook message? It's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. So if I'm gonna go, like, if you have Facebook, you got this like endless.
I was like, it begins with an M.
It's endless. I know. And then he did say it sounds like mango, and that did not ring a bell for me because I saw it once. And then I moved on, thinking
the only
Neal
reason
would
I remembered
retain
it sounded like
this
mango is
I like mangoes
because
too.
we both like mangoes.
Mangoes are great. That was
And
the joke I
mango
had
things
today
pop
when you
up
had that
every
bubble
once in a
tea
while
thing.
when we're places for some reason. So
Right?
I don't know,
We saw a mango store. We went to the Magno. I had a mango smoothie.
yeah.
Mangoes are good. I had a mango drink when I was up early this morning. I had a nice mango, the naked mango juice.
Oh, that's good.
It's
Yeah.
really good. It might have been Bold House. That's good too.
Okay.
And cheaper.
Okay. I bought Simply Orange Mango. When,
Oh, really?
when
Is that good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Is
I
it
bought it
straight
with
mango or is it like mixed?
it's orange juice. You know, the Simply Orange juice with mango in it. Quite good. I bought it when we were thinking about doing stuff down in the Cape, so I bought it.
Stuff's good.
I was like, she'll probably like that.
That was very nice.
And then she's like, I'm not going down there. That
No,
guy's
it
freaking
didn't
creep.
work out, man. It was crazy. It's crazy.
That guy's a freaking creep.
No.
I'm just kidding. But
It was.
we'll work it out eventually. So what the hell were we doing? We're at the
Magno.
Still at the
And
Magno.
anyways, so I'm just trying to get the description because it was weird because Times Square is very bright and shiny and lights and everything. And in the midst of all that, there's a doorway, a glass doorway, and right above it is a big bold, like numbers 739 or whatever it was. And that was it. So we went in and it's a guy, there's nothing indicating that there's a screening room anywhere.
No.
There's nothing. There's no list of rooms.
I
Like
thought maybe
sometimes
we're in
we'll
the
go
wrong
in a building
place
like
or
that and they'll
something,
have
yeah.
like the map or
Yeah.
whatever. No. But there was a guy there. Whatever
And
they
I just
call
said
him,
like we're here to
the
see a
guy.
movie, and he was just like sign this and what +1.
Yeah. Yep. Up the elevator, take a right, and there we were. And it was this little screening room. Well, we had to wait. There's like some other people hanging around.
Yeah.
And those people were very normal.
You know, if
looking.
we
I was
had
kinda
known,
surprised.
if we had known that we weren't going to get the bus anyway, we could have we would have totally just went up those other floors.
Oh yeah, we would have. The whole night would have gone differently.
Yeah.
It totally
We
would
would've
have
got
gone
arrested.
differently. Possibly.
Would have been fun.
I'm sleepy. Maybe you would have gotten arrested. I'd have been like a ninja and like, poof.
They'd be like, oh,
Be
no.
out of there. I got
They'd be
practice creeping around places.
That's freaking Neal Jones from Without Your Head.
Shoot, you would have been like, you could be like, I'm really sorry, I am lost.
Yeah, I'm just
Can you
lost.
please redirect me?
He said floor 2, so I thought he meant floor 13. I'm just
I
dumb.
was so confused.
Yeah. And so we got and it was a pretty small screening room, but it was kind of cool because
Probably
it's like,
normal.
yeah,
It's really
probably yeah. I mean, I'm used to like a theater, so it's like a small theater,
Very different.
and I've never been to a screening, so
It
neither
was
of
nice
us.
chairs.
Yeah.
They're like wide and squishy.
It kind of made me feel special being at a
Yeah,
screening.
it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I noticed that people around us were really normal, it was weird because it's like a horror movie. And let's be honest, people, the vast majority of normal people do not watch
Right.
horror movies.
And-
You're probably a little weird.
If you're
And if you look normal, you're actually weird.
Yeah, you're
pretending
probably
to be normal.
a
And maybe these
serial
people
killer
pretend to
or
be normal
something.
too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, there's a bunch of people. There was even like an older woman.
And this is no bit. They totally moved when they sat near us.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. We were like in the nice seats. We're like in the back row,
Right in the middle.
right in the center. There's like a little small bureau, like a 1.5 chair size bureau with like
and it
an
had
old
like
phone.
It
Like
had
he
an
says,
old
like
rotary
a
phone.
It wasn't a rotary phone. It was like a push button, like
I'm
corded phone.
I'm sticking with rotary phone.
Yes, the old rotary phone. You have
had-
to like, they had the crank on it, and you'd be, hello, operator.
That little nubs and all kinds
Yeah.
of craziness. And so of course I'd put my feet up on it because that's the thing to do. This high tech equipment, and I almost knocked it over.
I know.
But
So we're kind of, we're not loud, but we're making a couple jokes about
yeah,
stuff
we're
and
kidding
like
around,
laughing a little bit,
We're,
being
we're
silly.
usually having a good time whenever we're together. I
And
think.
so this older, not old, but maybe like 50-ish,
It's old
black
broad.
hair. She had like a lot of heavy makeup and stuff. She, seemed like a broad. She comes in with some guy, and they come around and go to sit like almost, as in front of us as you could get, because that bureau
Yeah,
was so
right.
slightly to the side. And we're
Yeah.
joking and stuff, and they did not take not even a minute maybe.
No.
And
like
they
if
just
you got up and
ran
walked
as
up.
far as they could. They went all the way to
Yeah.
the front, as far away as they could.
I noticed they were some of the first people up and out of that when the movie's over too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest film, but I don't know. Like, it seemed like they were just like pissed. They just got up and flew out of the place.
Yeah. Maybe it was like the kids. Man, can you imagine? Well, your mom is cool, but
Yeah.
the average mom would not approve of their kid making that movie.
No.
It's full of like boobs, and there's a lot of people that if you like boobs, they're in it. The context is not always so hot.
No, but they're
Pretty
just
much
there
ever.
Yeah, they're just there
But
for the
there's
sake of being
boobs.
there. Right.
Lots of them. There's some cock as well,
Yes, there is.
which I was.
Well, we
I just
passed
felt
a
like
place
I
that just
care
said
that
cock,
much,
too. I
but
don't
oh,
know.
that's right. There was like a on Times
Yeah,
Square. I
I
think
could
there's
look-
like a production called Cock.
Oh, all right. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah, it's like a Broadway show.
All right.
Cock.
I was
Cock, the
I was
musical.
like, get me away from there. Get me away from there.
They got like a guy just looks like Peter Mann. Comes out and
Yes.
starts to sing.
Oh, I would have definitely went to see that. So we're now the movie. It's VHS,
Yes.
and again, it's really cool. They invited us.
Yeah. And
And
when
I-
does this due out? October?
Yeah, in October.
Yeah,
It's
so
gonna be at
people-
theaters and in video demand. And it's I think there's a lot of creativity here, a lot of work involved and stuff. 'Cause, but I gotta say, by the end of this, I was just wishing I never again in my lifetime see a handheld film.
I personally don't have strong feelings about it.
Really?
I don't. And it was funny because he mentioned this when we left.
I almost
And I
wrote
thought
it.
maybe
I almost
he was
wrote
like
it just
one of the
big
people
bold
that's
notes.
nauseous.
No.
Because I know people, back when Blair Witch came out, I knew quite a few people. Easily half the people I knew felt nauseous watching
Yeah.
that movie, and I thought maybe Neal did as well, but he just doesn't care for that style of cinematography. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. It really doesn't. I
Yeah.
don't care. Whatever.
I
as long as the story is really good, whatever.
It wasn't, but it was. It's so overdone. I don't think at this point in time it's like creative. I really just think it's a cop out to do like a cheaper movie,
Yeah.
and everyone.
We're gonna have to
just
use that
don't-
technique.
Huh? Well,
Oh wow!
we'll
There's like
have-
a,
are you
hey,
saying?
hold on, folks. There's like a beer chugging contest. Maybe you want to catch it? Catch it quick before it goes away. That's a big old beer. My God. Wow. He's slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, that was awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. So,
So,
Scott Free
VHS.
chugged a beer, but yeah,
video,
VHS.
the camera work was not Neal's style.
No, like I said, I think it's been overdone. It's no longer creative. It's no longer new. It's no longer fresh. Maybe it's kind of a cop out to make a cheap movie. Did you say we'll have to steal
We'll
that
have
stuff?
to use that idea.
All
Cheap
right,
movie.
all right.
All right, sweet.
Maybe it's a great idea. I don't know. But I do hope that becomes a reality at some point in time.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I
You
think-
got some cool ideas.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny.
I think it will. I have faith. I have faith in this. It might be in the future, but what the hell? If nothing else, it's fun to
If
think
any
about.
of
and
you
talk
out
about.
there has faith in our ability to create some pretty interesting,
Ideas?
amusing horror films, just contact us. You know, you got a production crew laying around.
You got the moolah. Yeah.
You want to invest
You got
in
the
this,
cameras.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, you got.
We
you
don't
got
necessarily have to star in it.
Well, I do.
He does, but you know,
You knew I
I
had-
don't mind just being a creative
Yeah.
force.
I have to start in every episode, but I might overlook one of them. But what was I gonna say? But you got the
VHS camera stuff.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you got the genius Annabelle Lecter, you got the friggin' just idiocy of me, and I think it works together.
Totally, it's like Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. I've never watched that show either.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you're missing out.
Never watched Ren and Stimpy. Never watched Family Guy. Never watched Simpsons.
Why?
I don't know.
You like comedies too. Ren and Stimpy, maybe. I don't know if you can watch that as an adult.
Yeah.
Going back.
I'm
but that was around
I'm a
when I
very
was like
mature
growing.
man, Annabelle Lecter. I don't know.
Well, you know, it's
Uh-huh.
like there's some like we mentioned a movie today. We're talking about Phantasm, and you said that it
Yeah, you
doesn't
can't go
necessarily
back.
hold up.
It doesn't. I'm
That's
sad to
what I'm
say
saying.
because I liked it as a kid, but it doesn't hold up today. Sad to say. But what the hell?
What do you think about that, folks?
Yeah.
Phantasm.
Yeah, so if anybody out there wants to back us, I might rethink. You know what? I will find a way to creatively use the handheld. I will reinvent it. And this is just me, trying to get some pesos for our project. But yeah, I mean, even Romero did it. George Romero.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
Which one?
George Romero's Diary of the Dead, where he used the
No.
handheld shaky cam.
No, I did not.
It's good. It's a good movie on its own, but I think the use of the handheld diminishes the movie.
Oh,
And I
really?
think a big negative of the movie, and we'll get back to VHS here in a second, but a big negative of the movie is that he scores the film, which actually makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Because handheld camera.
It's handheld, yeah.
Didn't
And then-
have a little bit of soundtrack in this one too. A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
faint bit.
And they put like a totally throwaway line, I think, to explain it. He's like, the girl who puts out the tape on Diary of the Dead, and it's her friends getting killed, and like they just mentioned briefly that she went back and scored it, which makes no sense. If your whole family, all your friends are massacred by zombies, you're not gonna put in creepy music in the video of it. I mean, it's not gonna happen, no matter how weird you are. I mean, she's pretty freaking weird, but I don't think she'd
have
do
your family
that.
massacred and score it and send it to us.
It doesn't make sense, and I think
That
he
does not
realized
make
it, and then they throw in this like stupid line. But anyway, the VHS, and not only the shaky cam. If that's the way they want to go, okay.
Yeah.
There's way too much static. The video cutting up. People holding the camera that like they have no camera skills. Like, I'm not saying I'm friggin' Martin Scorsese here, but I don't.
Yeah, but
when I'm
you've
filming
seen
something,
enough
I'm not like, oh,
movies, yeah. Yeah.
You know. I've never seen a dinner in the movie episode where it's just this the whole time. It's just constantly cutting out. And, I mean, I know we're not getting attacked by harpies or anything. All right, we're back. We're totally self-indulgent, making silly faces in the camera, and people at the bar can see us.
Apparently, they think we're waving at them.
Yes.
That's cool. We're friendly. We'll wave
Yes.
at
I
them.
normally wave at people like,
Like, hey, I wouldn't. If I'm a guy waving at a lady bartender, I wouldn't wave like, hey. That probably
I
would not
totally
be a good
would.
idea. That's why you're getting invited to the VIP club.
Exactly. Like that is a man who knows his stuff. That's a man who has to pay for the Anyway,
So VHS.
I cracked myself up. It's
Hey,
bad.
it's all right.
VHS or what? All right, well, I'm gonna get off the handheld. Either you like it or you don't. I personally don't. I'm sick of it.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't care. I just don't. It doesn't bother me. I understand
It
your point. I think
honestly
you have a
took
good
me out of the movie.
point,
To be
but
honest. Like I couldn't even follow it. Like I just. it's like this constant, like brr, 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 and
Yeah.
cut and cut and cut and cut.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. It was
Yeah.
almost like an attempt to be Tarantino-esque. Because
Yeah.
it had like one central plot, and then there were all these like little stories that kind of tied into it.
Yeah, and then there was a cut to like
Sort of.
a couple like making out or gonna, but I don't think
Yeah,
that
it was
ever,
like part of the original. Because like,
was
okay,
that ever paid off in any way?
I don't think this is spoiling anything because it's not any real part of the story. But like, there's a group of young guys. They're in their early 20s, and I don't necessarily have to go into detail. They're taking this video, and every once in a while it cuts to this other video, and you found out that the person at the camcorder for this little spree that these young guys are going on took the tape from one of the other guys'
Yeah.
tapes, and it was his like sex tape with his girlfriend. So
Yeah.
you see like they're doing their thing, their little spree, and then you see like a guy and a girl in like a bedroom, and it's like it's not like sexy, but it's like they're taking off their clothes like normal people would.
Right.
And she's like in a bra, and he's in his underwear, and
Yeah.
they start laying on top of each other, and it cuts away, and it
And
comes
then
back.
she's like, "Oh, what's this here? This video camera."
Yeah, and you know what? So I will reveal this, because this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not super average girl, but I'm girl enough to know. So this, back and forth. The girl's got her top off. And, what's that? There's a camera on! And if I was with a dude and found out that he was taping me on a VHS film, not even like a digital. Like if you have a VHS film, you can
not even high
remove
definition.
the fucking
Right.
tape
Uh-huh.
and destroy it. You don't leave it there.
Uh-huh.
Why
Right,
would
yeah.
you leave
that's-
that there?
true,
I'm
that's
like,
true.
what? And she's clever enough to see the camcorder on top of the bookshelf, I guess,
Yeah.
and see the little light glowing, but I had a couple little things like that I noticed in
Yeah.
that one. I was
Why
just
did
like,
they
that
go
makes
with
no
VHS
sense.
and not just so they could do a lot of the hacky
Yeah, I
camera
guess that makes
shots?
sense.
There was several short stories. I guess the central story was these guys were stealing VHS tapes.
Yeah, they're
$50
looking for like the ultimate. No, because they were taping crazy stuff of themselves, selling it for
okay.
$50 a whack. But this one guy with a sleaze mustache is like, oh, you think that's
No
cool?
mustache here.
I know a place where we can go and get a videotape, and you'll make way more money than that.
Yeah.
And it was very weird, and
Yeah.
so you're kind of like, oh, curious,
this
because like,
really
how's that gonna play out?
Bizarre setup to just have some short stories of VHS
Yeah, it was
tapes, I
weird.
think.
And I'll tell you, people that I'm really sorry, but these people are unlikable. Like they're doing not cool stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't want to give everything away, but they're doing not cool stuff, and it's like I hate these people.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna
I
die
have a
because of the way
question
the
for you.
movie is, but.
You go on.
Man,
then
I
I'll
can't
put
wait
it
for them
you.
to freaking die.
Yeah.
I won't say if they do or not, but you kind of hope they do because they're so heinous and
I
horrible.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I know when you're watching a regular horror film, you normally root for the villain.
Yes.
What is the difference between rooting for the villain in a film? I actually am with you on this, but I want your opinion. What is the difference between rooting for the villain of a film and not rooting for the heroes in the victims of the film who aren't likable?
I will say there's more than one reason. Part of it is because this is simulated reality.
Right.
It's not like a lot of horror movies. They're totally implausible.
Yeah,
The chance
yeah.
of that shit happening.
Right,
They're so
Yeah.
small. It's just total imagination.
Even though this has fantasy stuff in it,
Yeah, it
the
does.
fact that
but
it's VHS
in the beginning,
is supposed
it's
to be like
not.
that. Yeah,
in the
yeah.
beginning, it's the stuff that they're doing is
Right, the build-up,
not-
the build-up.
Yeah, it's not crazy, unbelievable stuff. It's people doing dark things and things that are not cool, in
Yeah.
my personal opinion. And
And honestly, I'm not really drawn to the punk persona.
Yeah,
I like the evil genius. And even like a Freddy, who's not necessarily an evil genius, but I like.
He's got the charisma.
Yeah, a charismatic villain.
I'm actually totally with you. I just wanted to get your opinion on it because honestly, a lot of times we talk about rooting for not even rooting for the villain, but that being the most important part, the most interesting part of the film. And here, I think that what's missing in these people too is there is no charisma.
No,
there's really no interest.
Unless you're a total jackass.
Yeah.
Or scumbag.
Yeah, and
I'm just saying, folks. I mean, if you're a total piece of shit,
right.
you might like these people.
See, I got the charisma.
So
I got some charisma.
I'll probably be your buddy if you're into these people.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's not even like when you see the family Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're not like necessarily charismatic.
They're not even charismatic either.
Or geniuses.
I don't think
there's something so bizarre about them.
I don't necessarily
that
think
it's like so over the top and just out of control that it's totally separate from reality, and it's not.
I think they are different though. I really like that movie now when I'm older, and they're great villains. I don't necessarily think they're villains that I'm really rooting for though. They're not like
but I was not
interested
bothered by them. Like these people, it's almost like they pose them as protagonists at first.
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, it's like you're duped.
Yeah.
And then you're like, kind of concerned, like, are these people the protagonists? Because I hate them so much.
Basically, they're trying to rape somebody, or not totally. I mean, like,
they're
pretty much
molesting
rape.
somebody.
Yeah. And
they're publicly molesting someone.
And even the guy that's like, even if you say, well, the other two are supposed to be kind of the one guy's like more evil, and the other guy's kind of just his buddy, and then the third person's kind of like the
just like a dumbass.
But he's evil too though, because he's filming it, consciously filming it.
Yep.
So I don't think they're all like.
Yeah, I don't think they did a very good job with having good characters. Like later on, they've got the character. Again, this isn't giving anything away. There's like a group of 4 people, 2 guys, 2 girls. They're driving out to like some lake house, whatever. And one of the guys is a total dick. The girls are freaking shitty whores, douchebags. And the one guy is kind of okay.
Yeah.
He's like a nerd. And they get out to the lake, and the baddest ones, like the bad guy, he's like the bad boy, and like the extra sleazy girl are like smoking weed together. Then they get the other girl to smoke the weed, they're smoking weed, And the nerd is like,
then they get
he looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't do drugs, and he was saying why. He doesn't want to get this. I don't want to give it all away, but he's got his reason why he doesn't do it.
Which I thought was strange too, because he's the nerd. You think you just know like the word paranoia instead of the.
Right?
Like, I don't want to get the fear. Who says that? I don't, like maybe some hillbilly.
Well, maybe he's not a nerd. Maybe he's just a geek or a dweeb. But at any rate, the guys, they're all in their their mid-20s, and by then, I think if you're gonna smoke pot,
you're not gonna
have already made up your mind.
You're not gonna give into the peer pressure. Yeah.
Unless there's weird circumstances or something, but out by a lake, that's. How long have you been friends with these people? You're with them for a reason. So all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, I'll smoke it, but only if you don't record me.
That was a running theme in the movie too. There was so many things that shouldn't have been recorded.
Yeah.
And they knew, and most people knew, but they kept doing it anyway. And I don't know if they were trying to say something that people will let it be just because they get some type of fame. If that was supposed to be the reason, but I don't think they did a great job with it. If that was the reason, it just seemed like they were just stupid characters. They would let themselves be filmed doing legal activities and just hating.
Well, I guess it's almost like snuff films, but don't show your face.
Yeah, but
why is your face exposed?
I could see the first. I could see the first people because they're actually selling them. But if you're just your buddies and you're filming just for fun, you're not going to film raping somebody. I mean, I don't think, unless you got like mental problems or like a serial killer or something. And yeah, why would you let somebody film you smoking weed if you don't
Right?
even condone it? Or,
Right?
It doesn't
I
make
know,
any
it doesn't
sense.
make any sense at all. It didn't make sense. So there was a few things that didn't make sense, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, but they were not all, it wasn't all bad.
I will say,
it
not
wasn't.
all of them, but most of the payoffs in each of the stories I thought were pretty cool. Not
Yeah.
all of them, but I think they picked up. I do think the effects look good for the most part.
There were. Oh man,
Yeah.
they cut some people, and it's pretty nice. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Heck yeah. I can relax again. Instead of going like this.
We're using the shittiest kit, the shittiest tripod ever.
Don't buy the small tripod at Walmart.
No, blows.
Very bad. I wish we had a brand.
Yes, it's just a
Down,
no-name
this is the
Walmart.
power of the internet.
Yes, I gotta find. If anybody out there knows like a quality small tripod, let me know because we freaking need
Yeah,
one.
because it's rough right
Yeah.
now. We really struggle to do these tableside chats with y'all.
The big tripod's great; it works wonders. But this little one, wow, it's
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yep.
Constantly in fear it's just gonna fall over.
Yeah.
We should take a still picture. Maybe we will before we leave here. It's kind of funny. But what were you talking about?
So, I was saying that not everything was bad, but I do want to go back to
The,
really
the
almost.
gore effects were really done.
They
well.
were really good. But I'm going to go back to bitching about this movie. None of the characters were likable.
No.
None. There's
can't
no
really
one I
think of
rooted
anyone.
for. Like even like there was a couple out in Arizona or something like that. They went to like a tombstone, if you know what tombstone is, kind of like touristy.
Yeah.
Like Old West little place, and I almost liked them.
Yeah.
But then the guy was doing some really dick stuff, like trying to tape her, and she didn't want to get taped.
Yeah.
He was being a total shithead
And I thought
about
he
it.
was.
And
I thought he was hitting you was like
sleazy.
hitting on that girl
Yeah.
because he didn't want to call a cop. I thought
Yeah,
they
I
were
almost
hitting that
thought,
he did
like,
something with
something
her.
happened
Yeah.
outside. That's what
what
I
I
thought,
thought.
too.
Yeah, but they didn't explain it. So I was like, well, why didn't he want to call a cop?
Yeah.
It didn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then it was like a big kind of twist, which I didn't think was particularly
No.
like interesting. Or
No,
made any
I was
sense.
like,
And, yeah.
what? And then they never really, like, I thought maybe they'd explain that more later.
Yeah. No, it's just
No,
nothing.
they just dropped it.
Yeah. All right.
Can't give away the end of the story,
All right.
man.
We'll edit that up. I
dude, that's messed up.
I like the ending of one of them.
It's out in October, dude.
What? Edit. I did like the payoffs of a couple of
There you
films.
go.
This is the edited version. No spoilers here,
It's
folks.
important. We should have little halos. Ding! Right over the heads.
Yes. It was just me, and then she like poked me in the eye with a stick.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be giving away all the stuff.
I like your female voice when it's a female you don't like. You're like, I got a kick out.
I got a few of them. It depends on the female, but most of them are the same, so you get the same voice. But yeah. No, but that girl, so the girl in the first one, there's like one character that when you're watching the movie, she stands out.
Yeah.
Like she comes into the scene and
She
her
really
eyes are
reminded me
so
of,
big.
yeah.
It's scary. Her eyes are so, like I thought, I don't know if this person's eyes are really that big, but if they are, I'm sorry. Like you're pretty, but your eyes are really fucking big and it's intimidating.
Yeah. It
If
kind
I
of.
saw you on the street, I'd probably look away.
Yeah.
Like, it's not quite Marty Feldman. They're
Friggin'
big eyes, my lady. I'm sorry.
You know what she's doing now? She's watching this. She's like,
It's like the Swedish Chef.
that was like on the subway. That's how the guy spoke. He's like, you're now at the.
That was like the Charlie Brown teacher. Yeah, the first subway we took, and it's like we didn't know where the hell we were. The subways in New York, there's like a couple maps maybe when you come in the entrance. But one of the maps we saw, like the whole, like if you've been on subways, there's like different colored lines. Depending on which subway you're on, and then they'll have like numbers or stations throughout. And this one, like our line that we were on, all the stations were like scratched off, like some angry, fucked up person just
wrecked them so you couldn't tell where the hell you were going or where you needed to stop or anything. So, then you get on the subway, a normal subway, they're like, okay, you're now approaching blah, blah, blah. In Boston, it's even electronic.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to listen to a voice. It's just now entering Alston or wherever you're going. It's beautiful. But this was just what? And then like the door opens, you have to look.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, what street are we on? And sometimes you can't see it at all, or it's like if you're sitting on this side, it's the door behind you open so you can't see anything. It was really scary.
And yet we both bought I Love New York items.
I know. But I'm shocked I didn't throw it away. The only reason I didn't throw away my I Love New York
I actually thought you were going
items
to throw my cell phone at one point.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. But I didn't want to make you feel bad. I'm like, I can't throw this away because it'll make Neal feel bad. And I so want to take the bag or take out the shirt and tear it off.
Get out the lighter.
We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. Long day. So the movie.
Yeah.
Dinner in a movie.
I think they went too. I think there was one story too long too. Just time-wise, the movie I think was too long. I think the last story could have been cut out.
Yeah,
Or maybe one story. Or maybe one story somewhere in the movie could have been cut out.
Potential.
Yeah.
And I thought kind of the concepts were cool.
And some of the visuals were cool, but I never really understood what was going on, to be honest.
It was like a haunted house thing, and it was cool. I really thought that was cool, and I didn't totally hate everybody.
Yeah.
That was
They
whoever
were
wrote
bad
that.
kids, but they weren't like
that's-
really malicious.
Yeah,
or
they were
anything.
they were normal. They
They weren't
honestly,
hurting
they were
anybody
normal
else.
guys.
Yeah.
They weren't doing
Stuff that you
anything
did
bad. They
when you
just
were a
joke around.
kid.
They're like
Yeah.
normal guys or jocks or whatever, just normal people. Not necessarily amazing,
Right.
upstanding citizens,
Like
but they
a
were just
flawed
normal,
normal person.
like college dudes.
Yeah.
And then they went out for a Halloween party and things went awry.
Yes.
So it's like a Metroid.
Yes. Well,
You
is
need
that
to
it?
know what that is.
Is that a spoiler?
Metroid?
No, this.
If I keep calling it a Metroid, it is not a spoiler.
Oh. Metroid.
It's a Metroid.
Metroid, friggin' one of the best games ever made.
Really?
Yeah. Super
Really?
Super Metroid.
Seriously? We were
Yeah,
just talking about
super-
games earlier, and you're like, I
super-
don't play video games.
Super.
There's like Subway ads that look really cool for video games. You're like, I don't play video games. I don't care. And I was like, all right, you
They're
don't
closing
care.
up shop here.
So, but now you're saying Super Metroid.
Yeah, but that was back in the day.
That was a great game.
Yes, it was.
I
Super
actually
Metroid
I don't
was
play a
awesome.
lot of video games myself,
See,
but I'm different about it. I'm not like, fuck those video games. They suck. That
Just like,
poster's cool,
look at
but
this.
fuck
You
y'all.
just saw that she's like friggin' vilifying me because I was like, I don't play video games. That's what I said. And then her's like, oh, I don't play them either. Ah. But she's
But different
cool.
way.
I
In a
just said I don't play
respectful
them.
way.
I was
No, you did not. We're in the summer. We're like, fuck video games. That's a cool poster.
Well,
fuck that.
That pisses me off because you see a cool poster. You see all the time. You see these cool advertisements,
Yeah.
and then it's like some stupid video game. I don't give a damn. I'm not playing that.
I think they're trying to kick us out.
I
Putting
think
all
so
the chairs
too.
on the tables,
Yeah.
like.
Or like there will be like those cool ads. It'll be like
trying to
tell you to join the army or something. That really pisses me off.
Did you ever think about joining the military?
Oh,
Never? Not
No.
even a glimmer?
No.
Not even a moment in time? You're like,
No,
that
they-
would be so cool. I would
No.
be a badass.
no! They used to call me all the time, trying to get me to it.
You know what's really weird, folks? The guy that's putting up the chairs literally just took a chair away from our table, from the opposite side of the table, and put it up. So,
We'll be done here momentarily.
he hates us.
We're staying here all
He
night
hates
now.
us. He does. We're going to have to do this on the road, I think. We have to tape it from afar.
All right.
All right, cool. Thank
Cool.
you.
Guy's the man. I like that guy.
He heard us.
So
I won't name him by name. He doesn't have a name tag anyway. So.
we're here. Where is this place, by the way?
I already
From
said
over.
it, but I'll say it again. Why not? Mulberry Street Bar. It's on Mulberry
Street Bar.
Street. Makes life easy. It's south end of Manhattan.
Yes, we
in the
found
vicinity of the Italy and the China.
We basically put in liquor when it came up on the Google.
We did, because we don't even at the point of the story. I don't want to do spoilers for our own story,
Right.
but
Let's finish VHS.
VHS, yeah.
I gotta say too, technically, the sound. Oh my god. And
Oh, it's loud.
yeah, I'm normally not someone who talks about that kind of stuff really,
Yeah.
unless it really
It
sticks
was
out.
loud.
But especially the effects, like the not the people talking so much, but all the effects are so loud, and they're so much louder than the people talking, and it's really kind of annoying.
I didn't notice the discrepancy between the volume of the people and the sound effects, but it was so. Sometimes it was so loud it was like painful. But then when it just been the volume in the theater, I don't know how that would play out if you saw it in like the normal.
Well, that's why I
theater.
brought up that I think they were louder than the people, because I think that's gonna be. So if you even had the movie down, I still think the effects are gonna be a lot louder.
Yeah.
It just seems so loud and like you said, it's painful. It wasn't like it didn't add to the movie. Kind of like kind
It
of.
made you kind of like recoil.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really be invested in it because you were uncomfortable.
No, I know the history of the movies.
Like I said, it's cool for us to stay here, but we're still getting. Like they turn the lights off all around.
So, I will say, I mean, it's cool that it was like a group of like independent directors that together made this. If you're a gore fan, there are a lot of cool gore effects.
Oh, yeah.
Very realistic gore effects.
Very good.
To me, actually, and I mean, I'll be honest, I like gore, but I'm not like just someone who just wants to see nonstop gore. I want to see something else. But I will say, I think that was probably the best part of the film was the gore effects.
Absolutely. They were very, very well done. Blood was very realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that get cut, and it looks great.
Yeah,
and
it
some of
looks
the
really
shots are like very close up, and it's really well done. So bravo to the effects people. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
And really, I think a lot of the stories were good, but they needed to be like developed more.
Yeah, I think so too. We need
Cast
some
differently.
editing.
There was some really good stuff in there.
I'm
Like
gonna
even
say,
the story in the woods with a kid with a nerd that was
Yeah.
caught. I thought that could have been better, but they do some stuff with it that doesn't make sense.
and that one was the one that maybe would have benefited from the use of the crazy camera stuff. And if you use that in that one and less in the other ones, I think it would be more effective.
Yeah,
Because they
it made
overused
more
the ones
sense.
that really they didn't even need to.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know why that character.
I
Why
don't
she
know.
would have been holding the camcorder?
No.
Like, why wouldn't you just drop it and not give a shit?
Yeah, why was she filming it? Then
Yeah, why would she care?
The Skype story was really bizarre.
I
to me.
did think. I can't say it, but there was something interesting about that I will tell you later.
Okay, all right. You know,
That I think might be why she held the camcorder. If you remind me, then I will
Oh,
tell
okay,
you.
I see.
Because she said something, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I see.
So,
Well, how about
but
the
I
Skype
think
one?
the villain in that was really interesting. I
Yeah.
kind of like the way they did the villain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll
Like,
just leave it at that.
if they
Interesting visually how they did the
I
villain.
think that's why I kind of took away from it, because they overuse that kind of stuff so much.
Yeah.
So if there was more use in that one, it would have been better payoff to me.
Yeah. The Skype
The
one.
Skype one I just thought was humorous.
Yeah.
Like not
yeah,
in a good
it
way.
was like,
it was
some of it,
unintentionally
but
funny.
it was sad because there were creepy parts.
Yeah,
they were really creepy.
the first time you
creepy
saw
as
the-
fucking
the
hell.
first
Like you
time you
see
see
like
the
a
kid
thing,
thing, yeah.
and it's really freaking creepy.
Yeah.
Like oh,
And I
like
think that's
oh,
what-
and it makes you like for me, not for you, but for me, like I think I am on Skype a lot. And where I'm on Skype in my home, my back is open to like a hallway. It makes me like anxious about like, oh my god, now I don't want to Skype.
And I
I
think-
don't want to be on the computer at night by myself anymore.
I think that's a thing too that a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
You know, so
And that I think holds up. Even the ending was what? It was
Yeah.
so like
yeah, the payoff. for
weird.
that
Like
one.
I felt like a lot of the stories. I mean, we're not dumb.
You're right.
I think there was a lot of stuff that it was kind of like The Exorcist sets you up very well, so you can figure out a lot of shit on your own. you know, you don't have to be a genius,
Exactly,
but
yeah.
you know, you do have to do a little bit of thinking to get some of the finer points of the movie. You can watch it and be a dummy and get like
Right,
there's
and
a
still-
demon
still gets the
possessing a
gist of
girl,
it, yeah.
but there's some finer points that are interesting that you can piece together, you know, with thinking about it. This movie, it's almost like they had tried to do that, but didn't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanted to have something that was thought-provoking, but
Yeah.
it's like they made something that was just so weird. It was like weird for weird's sake. It's like
Yeah,
there could have been more story maybe in the people's heads, but it wasn't delivered in a way that really made it clear enough. There wasn't enough to go by to go, oh, I understand. And you know, there's plenty of movies that leave like a mystery to something and you're cool with it because it's like, aha, it's like a cool mystery.
Right.
And you're kind of left with this unknown, but you can appreciate it because the way it's done it is so crafty and creative and clever that you just, it's good, but this is not like that.
No.
It's just, it seems to be very, it's great, a lot of great concepts for sure, but very immature.
Yeah, I don't know what they were even trying to do. It's kind of seems really dumb. And then, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what else to say it. But I guess they're trying to do something different
Yeah.
than like maybe what you think was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I also want to say, I don't want to give this away, but I think
But
that,
you will.
But the twist in that one
Yeah.
was really overused throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
There was a very similar twist in the ending of not everyone, but like 3 or 4 of the stories.
Well, it's like the twist is that whatever happens is something you don't expect.
Yes.
And then that thing you don't expect is not that great
No.
necessarily.
Yeah.
The last one I thought was cool, and I wish I could talk about it in more detail because I think it had so much potential. I really think that last one had so much potential, really great stuff that I don't think has been touched by movies quite in the same way.
Yeah.
So I think there's some concepts that are good.
Not necessarily pulled off very well.
I think it was, and not like I don't make movies,
Yeah.
but I write a lot, and I think that they were great stuff. It was just done in a way that was immature presentation of the story. That in time, that maybe these people that develop these stories could make some really good stuff.
Right.
If they, honestly, if they get some peer feedback, and maybe they can see this as constructive criticism, that would be my hope. Is that this isn't, I don't want to trash on people and make them feel bad.
I will say, you watch this. We've watched movies where we wonder why they get made at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I watch this, and even though I'm not in love with it, you see a lot of like this there is creativity there.
Yeah.
There are thoughts. There's trying to do some different things. If it worked or not, I don't think it did. But there is definitely like a lot of love that went into the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't like to say bad, good. I like to say what we thought of it, and if what we thought makes you want to see it. Maybe some of the stuff that we didn't like about it will be stuff you do like about it. So make up your own mind.
I would definitely be curious to find out how old everyone is that was involved in the production of these films and the writing and the directing and whatnot, and what they've done before. Because I'd really like to think that some of these people could get constructive criticism and move on and do some other stuff. Because I do think it's possible. I think there's a lot of potential. And I'd be very interested to see if they do other things. I would watch other things these people made because I'd be curious where they go from here.
I think that's a good thing to say.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I really feel that. I really think it would be interesting to see where these people go. So, if all of you people, it wasn't really a very super positive review. I wouldn't necessarily say don't see it. I don't know if you're going to see it in the theater or see it on video. I mean, I guess some of the stuff is good in the theater, but it's kind of expensive to go to the theater. So it depends. If it's in your budget to go and do it, go and do it. Because I really think that some of these people may, I will hope for them, come out of this and will move on and do other things.
If you're into the shaky cam stuff and a lot of cool gore, not necessarily wall to wall gore, I think you'd like it. me overall
guess.
wasn't thrilled, but I think you really put it well. So let's leave it at that. And do you want to finish his other stuff outside? Do you want to try to finish?
Yeah,
it?
we might as well, because a lot of people are jumping out of this place,
Alright.
so I don't want to be a jackass and just stay here forever.
So just to say this right now, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching Dinner and a Movie. No matter what our experience is, it's still an experience, I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we always get something good out of it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm happy because now you're smiling. You definitely weren't smiling a while
No,
ago.
we'll get into that.
Yes. So my plan worked. I hope. Okay. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll just stay right here. We're going to come right back.
Here's what happened after VHS. I will do a little prequel. So I've taken the Funghua bus. Funghua bus goes from Boston to New York and from New York to Boston. Every hour, on the hour, from 6 in the morning until 11 at night. On the website, on the ticket. 6 to 11. You can tell where this is going. So, we're watching a movie that starts at 8 o'clock. Movies usually run about 2 hours. It gives us, if it gets out after 2 hours, about an hour to get to the bus. So we get out and we hustle along. We stop to buy fine shirts such as this, magnet or two. We're good to go. So we're hurrying along, jump on the express subway that the police so kindly directed us to make it on time. All the way down in Chinatown, totally across the city from where we were. Rushing along, I'm even being bitchy to Neal, we need to go fast. Because it's very important, because the last bus leaves at 11 and I have to work the next day and I have a key to the place I work and I'm the only one that has the key other than the boss and it's kind of important that I'm there. So, we get there. And we're perfect. It says on the tickets, please arrive 15 minutes before you're supposed to leave. And we were there. Unfortunately, I noticed, I don't know if Neal noticed it, but I did, that the business front was very dark, and they have these big metal screens that they pull down. It's kind of like a Venetian blind, and that blocks all intruders from getting in, and that was pulled down. And there was a little office next to that, which I remembered from my visits before, that the Venetian blind had been pulled down, but the little office was still open, so I looked, and it's not open. There's a light, but it's closed, and I'm getting nervous. What's going on? It's almost 11 o'clock. This place is totally closed down. The ticket says 11 o'clock. So we're waiting around the corner where the bus had dropped us off originally. There's a few other people there. It's like, and they're together. You know, there's like 5 or 6 young people there. And so I asked them, because they got big bags, are you guys headed to Boston? Oh yeah, they are. And they sound like maybe they're from Jamaica or something like that. Got kind of like a French thing to their accent. So maybe 80. Anyway, they're very nice young kids. And I said, no, it says right on my ticket from the Funghua Bus Company, 11 o'clock. Great. Everybody's, yes, awesome. Waiting. And by now I'd called the bus company in New York. No, nothing. Well, there's something. It's an answering machine. It's almost like a personal answering machine. It's not even like a business answering machine. I left a message. What difference does that make if no one's there? No one's there until the morning, right? Whatever, I left my message. So then, we're standing. Another guy comes along. We're waiting for Funghua. I think they're only doing 11 on the weekends. Well, it's right on my ticket. 11 o'clock. Nothing about a weekend on it. Okay, cool. So I've got all the faith in the world that this bus is going to show up. You know where I'm going with this. And then I called the Boston. I'm like, I might as well try Boston. Maybe they'll know what's going on in New York. So I call Boston and someone picks up. And they pick up and say the little line, you know, hello from one bus. And I say, I'm in New York right now, waiting for the 11 o'clock bus. It's almost 11 o'clock. There's a few people around us. We're getting a little anxious. What's going on? Oh no. Last bus leaves at 10. I said, well, it says in your ticket that it leaves at 11. Oh no, last bus leaves at 10. I heard you the first time. It says on the ticket that I bought this morning in Boston, 11. Oh no, it leaves at 10. I got that. Thank you for repeating yourself yet again. I got a ticket that says 11. I'm in Boston.
there's no way out of the city. I have a job to go to in the morning. I now have to stay somewhere. Me and my friend are like trapped in New York City from Bus Company. What are you gonna do? Like, I know you can't like make a bus come out here and get us, but it's not cheap to stay overnight in New York. So I can't help you. I was pretty pissed. I don't know if you can tell. Just right now, I was really, really angry. So what do? You know, I was kind of bitchy and shitty to her. I didn't call her like terrible names that I remember. Maybe I did. She probably deserved them. You know, it's not really her fault. It's a company, but you know what? Fucking, it's a ticket that has all the times on it, from morning till night, of all the times I leave. And I looked after that guy said that. I was like, oh shit, did I fuck up? And does it say that? And then I'm looking at the ticket. No, it does not say weekends only. It does not say that. So right on the ticket, 11 o'clock at night. So there we are. I'm pissed, really pissed. And I tell these nice people that are waiting next to me that are also very anxious. Sorry, I just talked to the people in Boston. There's no bus tonight. You know, it's already at 11 at this point, and the bus would have already been there by then. We're supposed to be there 15 minutes early. So I'm rip shit. I feel bad for Neal because I'm totally fucking pissed. Like, I'm really restraining myself from being physically violent and like punching things and losing my mind because I'm so like there's people in my life that know I'm in New York. I'm beginning my day was there's some weird, crazy personal. I mentioned on Facebook earlier this week that I was taking a little hiatus from Facebook because some personal stuff. People know there's personal stuff going on with me and. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and people are concerned, whatever. You know, people care about you and stuff. And I'm thinking, my cell phone had just died. I have nothing to charge it with because I'm supposed to go home. Why would I bring a charger if I'm going home? There's no charger, no way to get home, no idea where to go because my phone that has the internet capabilities on it, I can't get in there. Neal's phone doesn't do the internet. Not his fault. You know, so we can't access the internet. He's taking steps. He's got a cell phone. That's a good step. So I'm just like, I can't, you know, I would call my mom or I'd call someone and get in touch with someone to like help us out and like look on the internet, but I can't because I don't remember any of the numbers. So I feel like shit. We're walking around aimlessly. I'm like thinking, let's go find a charger. Nothing's open. It's like, it's after 11 now. Wander around aimlessly. Neal's a champ. He's freaking so calm and maintained and whatnot. I'm trying to be, but I know I'm like seething total anger. So I'm walking, trying to not go crazy fast. Poor Neal. And so finally, this good, wonderful gentleman, we stop for a minute, and I'm all out of sorts, and he calms me down and try to like rationally think about the situation. So we figure, what the hell, we'll look for somewhere to go. So I don't know where to go. He doesn't know where to go. We're walking around. So we start heading south again. We've been going north because I thought maybe Town Square would have something that would sell some phone charger, whatever. So we're heading south. And we're going along, and I'm thinking, where the fuck are we gonna go in the middle of the night? Like Neal had mentioned, we'd seen some places in Chinatown. I have nothing against Chinatown itself, but I'm thinking probably the hotels are not the best place to go. You know, we just watched a movie where people got freaking shanked in their hotel. So I'm thinking like, what's gonna happen to us? All right, folks. So we're walking along. And, you know, my mood is starting to lighten because Neal's a champ. And decide that, you know, we'll figure out, like, expenses for staying overnight. Because what are we going to do? Like, we're walking by homeless people left and right. It's so sad. You see people, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. You know, that would suck. We could stay awake all night and just wander around. But we've been walking for a long time, and I got to go to work. So, here I am. And I see the sign, and I'm not paying attention to a lot of the street signs because who cares? You know, we don't know where we are anyway. And I see this one sign we're coming across. It says Howard Street. I say, Natalie, look, it's Howard Street. You're thinking of John. So well, let's go up Howard Street. Maybe it's a sign, perhaps. So we go up Howard Street. We're going along, we're making jokes and stuff. And what do you know? At the end of Howard Street is a Holiday Inn. It's like one of the most recognized hotels in the country. So, it's still close to Times Square and Broadway and all that stuff, so I'm thinking this is going to be insane price. And it was. But you know what? We're safe and sound. We're here. It's cool. There's a little kiosk with internet access so I can write to people and say, I'm not dead, nothing horrific happened. Well, something shitty happened to me, but nothing horrific happened to me. And use the internet to find a bar. Yay! So, that's what we did. We went over to Mulberry Street bar and presented you with a fine dinner and a movie episode. And that's pretty much the evening. That about wraps up. And, man, I was so close when we were walking along those streets, and I was pissed. See the shirt? I mean, it was like, I really wanted to take it out of my chintzy little plastic bag and just Hulkamania destroy it. Like, just totally annihilate it. But I thought that probably would not be nice, considering Neal was probably feeling pretty uncomfortable already. Probably should not break things or punch anything or get really totally out of control. I already said that I was going to find the people at the Funghua bus station in Boston. I'll leave it at that. It was unpleasant, the things I said, but I don't want to get in trouble, so I'll just leave it at that. Funghua bus people, don't take Funghua bus. If you do, make sure you take it in a very isolated amount of time in the middle of the day when it will run on time. Don't go for the extremes. Who knows what'll happen in the morning? Hopefully we'll be able to get in the morning and go. But the night, no count on it. Funghua, you suck. Reprint your tickets. You fucking blow. I want to kick your ass. And I'll leave it at that again. So, seriously, I'm not excited about Funghua. But it did end up to be quite the journey. We have tales to tell. And what more can you ask for in life? Tales to tell and whatnot. So I guess it was a success. We'll see what my boss thinks tomorrow. And take care, all. Good luck with Funghua.
All right, we're here at the Holiday Inn, and we had quite the adventure, as you just heard, Annabelle Lecter. So talked about very colorfully. That's not a word, but whatever. I was a little worried about her, and I think we smoothed things over. But we did forget to do one thing on this episode, and we actually went to see the actual hotel that they filmed The Exorcist in. And earlier in the week, Annabelle Lecter had found, thanks to our good friends over at the Church of Satan, they actually had the recipe for the vodka blush, which they drink in The Exorcist, and it totally skipped my mind. I don't know why. Maybe because I was thinking about going to the VIP club. But nonetheless, we have the vodka blush. It's vodka, it's lime juice, and grenadine. I myself had a little extra grenadine, made it a little more red, and made it a little more sweet. That's the way I like it. So we're gonna mix it up here.
Oh, there's glasses. Can we get the glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Alright, we got a couple glasses here. Before we hit the hay, let's share ourselves a couple vodka blushes. We might as well just drink the rest of this freaking flask, that's what I'm saying. This flask holds more than one I realized.
It is a mighty flask.
I will give her the extra. She's had the harder day. It is good. Wish we had a little ice, but it's still good. Vodka blush, just like Satanist drink.
good for devil worshippers. Gotta be good for me, right? It smells like vodka and grenadine, so far. Tastes like vodka and grenadine. It's good though. I mean, it is. It's tasty. It's nice. It's like, remember having like Shirley Temples or Batman when you were a kid from your local Chinese restaurant? It's kind of like the adult version of that.
The Satanist version.
Satanist version.
It also has lime juice in it, but I don't know if that picks up.
It does have that kind of like citrusy, but it's hard to distinguish it's the citrusy of the lime or the tang of like the vodka. But it's good. I'm not gonna pound it like my friend.
Look out, no one will save you. We're coming for you. Say goodbye or hope to God that days are spared you. We're coming for you. Say goodbye or hope to God that days are spared you.
I can even sit like a normal person. Instead of like, now I can have actual posture in this video. Instead of hunching
Now I
over
can
like.
sit back.
Yeah,
Now I can both sit back.
Instead of hunching over like friggin' Quasimodo. Now you could sit back. All right, we're back. We're totally self-indulgent, making silly faces in the camera, and people at the bar can see us.
Apparently, they think we're waving at them.
Yes.
That's cool. We're friendly. We'll wave at
Yes.
them.
I normally wave at people like,
Like, hey, I wouldn't. If I'm a guy waving at a lady bartender, I wouldn't wave like, hey. That probably
I
would not
totally
be a good
would.
idea.